Hello everyone, welcome back to another live stream here on the twitch.tv/the staring at a chest. What could it be? An AFK farm. Better not walk off the edge without my stuff on. Expelled Winter, Decana Heaven, Digital Chaos, Billman68. Thank you for the bananas in chat, letting me know that we're live. It is a Saturday morning. Our plans have not been thwart. Is that the word? They've not been thwarted. I feel like I've read that word more than I've heard it said. Is it thwarted? Have our plans been thwarted? We're going to upgrade this farm today. That's the plan. I remember putting a full stack of rockets in my inventory before heading over here to AFK. Don't know what happened to them. Looks like we got a lot of morning peeps tuning in. Wow, chat's moving fast this morning. Dang. Welcome, everyone. I will have a mild case of morning voice. I did manage to warm up my voice a little bit. I like to do a little sing-along, you know, listen to some music and sing along. That's how I like to get my voice warmed up. So I've been doing a little bit of that. That is a good sound. That is a good sound. I'm the only one online, so it should have been an effective AFK session. We've got to pop down here. It hasn't been that effective. That's all the gold that I've got. Great. Just want to check other stuff here. I think it's as I left it. Yeah, there's been no bartering going on. So I think what happened was probably someone else was AFK until the server restarted, and my auto reconnect, it didn't reconnect to the server, so I missed out on morning AFK time, just me on the server, because that's when this farm really kicks into gear. But we're going to be upgrading it today. Bartering farm, says Domestic Wheat. Oh yeah, this is crazy mad spoilers, I guess. Crazy mad spoilers. But we're just going to focus on expanding the platforms up above. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to make 8, and I want to make them bigger. And that means moving the glass up as well. So we need a little bit more glass. I've run out of that. 33 might actually cut it, but I don't think the rest of the magma will. Let's have a look in here. Glass will be there. Yeah, I think we've got glass covered, but we'll need to smelt some more. Let's head in the right direction, which is this direction. Let's go get our hands on more magma. So I need more rockets. We'll take a trip back to the base, and we'll keep that on the hotbar. It's not particularly early over there in England, but here in the USA it's 3 AM. It's 9:20 here. It depends on, you know, what is early, right? Like, if you get up at 5:30 every morning, early might be 4. Whereas I'd say 5:30 is definitely early. But that might be someone's normal. You've been putting off making a gold farm. Inspire me, X. Major, watch my next episode. It's all about making a gold farm and a lot of fun steps along the way to get there. So, should give you some ideas maybe for designing your own as well. Endeza, thank you so much for 12 months. I've not fallen victim to government policies. I also like bread. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. I mean, what did we come here for? Rockets. And immediately I'm fishing through these chests for other stuff. Where the rockets at, homie? This way. God, it's difficult to stay focused. Jeff borrowed our elytra and then upgraded it. Whoop whoop. That's pretty cool. I'll take that. Hey X, thank you for staying true to Hermitcraft. And Minecraft, are you worried about the amount of hermits currently caught up in the Hytale hype? No, not at all. I am, this evening and all of tomorrow, going to play Hytale. I have finished my episode, done all my jobs, and it is time for me to get stuck in. I am so excited. I've even not been watching others play. Like, I really just want to enjoy it. As I should have probably got some more food. I really want to enjoy it as a player, like a gamer. I think so fondly back to the first times I played Minecraft, and there's like an opportunity to experience it that way again. So that's how I'm going to experience it. I've not watched like a single bit of Hytale content. I do have a playlist now of videos I want to watch when I'm ready, but yeah, it's like I want to enjoy it like that. Creeper Jones is here for 2 months. Love your content. Wish you could make more streams. I'd love to have you. I don't have much of a schedule though. It tends to be weekends or mornings and weekdays or evenings. I'm considering doing some more like midday weekday stuff though. Might just fit a little better into my rhythm and routine, so to speak. And by the way, thank you for gifting subs as well. Wait, oh my god, my iPad. What's it done? So, iPad iOS, as you may know, a new one came out with this new glass interface, which honestly feels like a bit of a downgrade. Like, I know change is easy to it's easy to critique change and not feel comfortable with it. I'm gonna play the safe game here and log out for a second because I got to fix my iPad thing. But the thing they've done with this new, like, having multiple windows open at once and just the ridiculously curved bezels, not so great. Now, what's really weird is my set of icons were the wrong way around this morning, so I put them the correct way around, and I've just looked at it again, and it's managed to swap itself back. So I have a horrible feeling it's got some, like, built-in preference. And I can't actually get it to swap. Maybe now you will? Yes, there. No, don't do that. I don't like how they've changed this. Like, I know it takes time to get used to changes and stuff, but it just feels, the new iOS feels like a big step back. Wait, did it just swap again? No, it didn't. Okay. Right, that's weird. You can resize the windows to be bigger than the viewing area, so you have to very manually resize them. It's kind of annoying, and the way they snap is just awkward. Not enjoying the experience with it. Anyway, that's now fixed, which means I can actually press the correct button and put the animation on the screen. Thank you for gifting subs, my dude. Always appreciate that. Appreciate your resubscription as well, of course. Blue Jay Chaos Birdie is here for 2 months. You're enjoying some kitty snuggles. That's awesome. And Darkermans99 is here for 57 months. Thank you so much, my dude. I am sitting here with a hot cup of coffee. Part decaf, part regular. I felt like I needed a bit of a boost this morning. All this lack of control over devices. God, I'm so glad I moved to Linux. Almost makes me wish I could do the same for my phone. I think there are options to do it on the phone. I could see myself doing that in the future. I could see myself moving to Linux. Might try it on my next system. Who knows? Xisuma drinking coffee is new to me. You must be new to me then. I have a history of drinking coffee. Tends to be a bit of a like an on-off thing for me, but I've been all right with it lately. I've been drinking it for my workouts again. The trick, I think, is to have just a less potent cup. That's why I've mixed it with decaf. That seems to work. Well, we found a patch there as well. That'll do. Patch over here, patch over there. I ain't complaining. I might be if something comes and attacks me, though. Ooh. We've got lava here. We want to pick it up before it falls in. Well, I think that bit fell in. I wonder if, like, deliberately precarious generation is part of the magma block code. So I put this in awkward places. Can we get a coffee emote? I haven't done the emote stuff in ages. I'm honestly, with all the stream stuff, I put a lot of effort in the past into overlays and and making strange noises and you know, I put a lot of effort into all those things, and then time goes by. It just keeps going by, right? And then that stuff feels old. And people want new stuff. And it takes a lot of time to do. And it is less exciting in a weird way. Like each time you go back to like sorting out the new emotes, I'm just less invested in it. Plus, if I get like a coffee emote, it won't be long before that feels outdated. I mean, there's a bunch of emotes that like people don't use very often, like Lava Dolphin, and I don't know. It's just I haven't found a way to make it a bigger part of the stream, so I just don't really feel like doing that stuff anymore. It's kind of the reason there's less overlays on the screen. I'm just keeping it simple. I think the majority of the value you derive from these streams is just the interactions and the chats, and it would be a better use of my time to just focus on being better at that than adding emotes and stuff. That's kind of how I feel about it now, you know. Right, I also need to warm up my hands, so I'm going to stare at you again if that's okay. Stare into these eyes, you know. Assume a weird noise is void. Yeah, you can call me that. Do you subscribe to the theory that Hytale being popular will benefit Minecraft? Yes, competition is good. I would say it probably benefits gamers more than Minecraft, right? Like, by having competition to Minecraft, the pressure for Minecraft to do better goes up. If they start seeing a decline in viewership because people are on Hytale going, if people are on oh my god, this is my moment right here. This is my moment. Check me out. Okay, I haven't played Hytale yet. I know the inventory is based off of Minecraft, right? But let's say it wasn't. If people are playing Hytale and going, oh my god, I don't spend ages in my inventory. I don't spend ages looking for items and sorting out my ender chest and faffing around in a UI. I have an idea and I can execute it really quickly because it's got this hotkey that lets you select whatever material you want, and then you just select the shape and bam, you're building. It's terrific. They've taken all of that inventory management chaos out of the game. That's so good, right? That's good for the player. You've now got the option to play the sandbox game where you can build without those limitations. Minecraft then has to respond and go, uh-oh, people are out there playing Hytale more, and they're moaning about the inventory, and they're saying Hytale's is better. We need to sort out our inventory, right? Creeper Jones says, I'm trying to quit caffeine, but it calls me back every time. Two approaches. One, consider it a challenge, you know. Expend a little bit of your willpower and just like grit your teeth and be like, today I'll get through without some. Or, you know, just try and like wean yourself off it a bit more, maybe. I think going through the day with and without caffeine, if you rely on it, is something you should probably do on a regular basis. I think it's not good to rely on a substance. So like you need that healthy balance where you can understand how to use it and know that your body will be good without it, you know. Powerboss says you planned it like that, right, Xisuma? I mean, what, with Hytale? I couldn't have planned what Hytale are doing. I would love it if their inventory stuff was really good. Jay Gary, thank you for 27 months. I'm seeing my dad later, so good stream to calm the nerves. Sounds like that might be a tough thing for you to do later, so I hope it goes well and have a moment to relax with us here today, my dude. Have I played Hytale yet? Nope, playing later today and tomorrow. All of tomorrow, later today is going to be my thing. Darcy says, maybe go slow, reduce and quit gradually. Sure, yeah. Like, the thing with caffeine is, it's like a lot of things in life. It's better to understand it, like have knowledge about it, how it affects your body. Have some personal knowledge, because everyone's a little different as well. So understand some of the science. Understand how you interact with it. Like, you know, some people get the jitters from this stuff. And by the way, I'm gulping down the last of it now because I want to put down the cup and continue playing. The Cry Creeper says, sweet, can't wait to catch the stream. I'm not streaming it. I'm playing it for myself. I want to play Hytale like I played Minecraft for the first time. I'm not going to watch any videos, you know. I want to experience it like we experienced games back then. There's such a culture now of like new thing comes out and like content. I want to play it like I played Minecraft. When I first played that, I wasn't even thinking about watching someone else play it. That never crossed my mind. Like Minecraft was my introduction to all of that. Like I started looking stuff up and finding people were making videos, and that's why I started making videos. It was so sweet and innocent back then. No one was trying to be a full-time content creator. None of that stuff. It was just like, oh, this game's really interesting. Let's make videos about it. It was a beautiful time. And I want to have a little bit of that with Hytale, if that's okay. So yeah, on the whole, like... Oh, do you know what? I want to get some of this wood while I'm here. On the whole sort of thing with coffee, like a lot of things in life, I think people should be empowered with knowledge about themselves and the thing they're interacting with, and then use critical thinking to make, you know, decisions. Maybe do some experimentation as well, right? Find out what works for you, find out what doesn't. Because everyone's a little bit different. Old man gamer Xisuma is back on his porch talking about back in the day many people played games without filming it. Literally. Do you know how long people play games and like recording it would never cross their mind? That being said, I used to play FIFA and I don't know why I'm collecting glowstone now, that makes no sense. I would film, like when I would score a really good goal in the game, I had a way of recording it to a VHS tape. I didn't commentate over it or anything like that. I didn't foresee the future and, oh, this will be the future of gaming one day. Prophet teenage Xisuma knows what's next. No. I just had like a videotape of like the best moments. And when this stuff first started to like emerge and the whole content creator gamer thing came about, there were people like tracking down earlier examples of that kind of thing. And there were some interesting cases of like people who did actually like talk while they play, but in a lot more of a different style. It used to be things like tutorials or kind of explanations of something they were doing in the game. But no one was creating like let's play content. That came a little later, but yeah, there are some... Somewhere out there are some archived instances of people recording gaming on VHS and whatnot. I think speedruns was probably one that would get recorded a fair bit. Well, while it's quiet here, I'm just going to take the opportunity to get some free logs because I wanted to stock up. And this is a nice and easy way of doing it. Theoretically, how long would it take to find a pale oak biome walking around? Probably a fair long time. Like, exploration in this game without external tools is a bit of a grind, isn't it? But if you like that aspect of the game, then enjoy the process. I was never one for exploration. Even early on, I had my fun exploring the game early on, exploring the worlds. But pretty quickly, like, that became a little less interesting. That's some easy glowstone, but we're not here for that. I'm looking for magma, so you do need to find lava. It does always seem to be next to the lava, doesn't it? I don't need that quartz anymore, but I've sort of diminished my stockpile of air quotes natural quartz. This feels a bit precarious. Like there is magma, but then there's also flowing lava. So I want to replenish this a little bit, but now that we've got a quartz farm, that'll be where the majority of our quartz supply comes from. You love exploring, but never went too far until you got the immersive aircraft mod. Ah, cool. You're still not finding a desert. It feels like they're super rare. There's some hunting going on there, and I'm not exactly sure the correct way back. It'd be quite easy for me to get in a pickle because I don't have any gold armor on. Right, they're not following me. That's good. I'm gonna go somewhere else. This area now feels a bit precarious. It was somewhere around here we surfaced our head. Here we go. This is it. And now there's hoglins and stuff. Oh! I was just thinking you've gotta fly somewhere now, and then I get hit, I lose 3 hearts, and I'm just like, well, it is a convenient way to get away, so off we go, you know? Oh, you're cold because you're up there. That feels so cruel. Like you'll never be warm again because your buddy below has all the lava. I'm so sorry. You think it depends on what the purpose of exploration. I like exploring early game, but late game not so much. Yeah, I'd agree. Early game it's a lot more fun because there's stuff that you need, right? It's also, I think it's also sometimes a case of the longer you've played this game, I think it's more likely that that experience becomes secondary to wanting to get stuff done. Because when you first play this game, it's an absolute charm to do exploration and stuff, you know. Explore the seed, figure out what things generate, find mysteries. I wonder if some of y'all are like a little bit spoiled. That is the wrong phrasing. I mean, if the experience has been spoiled of learning Minecraft through playing, because I imagine so many of you would like learn tons about this game by watching more than playing, and there is a real charm to learning things yourself, I think. But in this day and age, like, we play a game and then we start watching videos about it to learn, and that way we don't go through that exploration process as much. What's the backstory of the turtle emote, says Creeper Jones. It's my Season 6 skin. That's all. Season 6 was a... Boo! Is what it was. Season 6 was an amazing season of Hermitcraft. Favorite seasons for me, number 2. Number 6... 7's kind of special because of the pandemic. Then 9 was really cool. 10 was really cool. Like I think 9 and 10 were probably like better than, you know, 1 and 3 and 5. 4 was really good. But there's been a lot of good seasons. We probably, after this one, we'll probably have enough magma blocks, I'm just realizing. Like, that's quite a lot, plus I've already got a few, so... We've got to be careful, there's lava over there. Season 11 is pretty good. I'd say it's off to a good start. It's off to a really, really good start. For me, I think this season boils down to, like, how the others are going to interact with my music stuff. Like, I've made so much of it to be interactive, and if other people don't connect with it, that's probably going to put a bit of a downer on it, but I think that's where my season's going to sort of start and end, is just how others respond to what I do with the music stuff. Right, I reckon we could probably just fly back and crack on, but I'll get a tiny bit more if it's going to be easy to access. I think we need to stick to the lower levels though, right? If I go up this hill, I don't think we're going to see some magma. You're off work due to lower back pain, which sucks, says Cosmo Guy. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, my dude. I would recommend looking into posture and doing some yoga and learn to do stretches and strengthen the muscles in that area. I mean, I don't know specifically what sort of pain you got, but I used to struggle with lower back pain and haven't for a long time. I regularly do yoga, do specific exercises for my lower back, and I do strengthening exercises, and it just really helps with that stuff. I get a little bit of ache every now and then if I'm sat down for too long, but that's about it. You've only caught a couple of episodes this season. Is the copper theme over, guys? Yeah, the copper arc has ended. It's not the last thing I do with the copper golems, but that kind of angle is now on hiatus, I guess. Or finished, concluded. Kind of wish I'd have done a little bit more of it, but also the timing was like... I knew there was going to be a winter break, and I knew I was going to come back feeling different, so it kind of felt like I should just put a knot on it, you know, like, conclude that. Okay, we are really hitting the jackpot today with this stuff, aren't we? Right, let's get rid of some of that. And we're full again. Don't need that. You do core exercises, but you think you need to do more, and yeah, you're looking to yoga and stuff. Cool, cool, my dude. It'll probably be like the cat-cow stuff that'll help the most. There's some other stuff I did with yoga. Like, I used to not be able to lie on my back. I used to have, like, a curved back kind of shape. And it would be difficult for me to lie flat on my back. And I worked on that for a really long time. And it's almost like I kind of forgot how it used to be. But I remember I had a real problem with it. Ah, look, there's more there as well. I had a real problem with it, but it's enabled me to do other exercises. Like I can do crunches, right? Now, when people do crunches, they tend to like curl their back up, and I learned that this is like not a great way to do crunches, but it just seems to be the way that everyone does it. You can do crunches for your core that they look like you're not doing a lot, but you're actually really hitting your abs. And you need to have a flat back on the ground while you lie down. And then when you lift up, you're not making a curling motion. You're actually squeezing your abs together in a way that lifts your upper back just off the floor. And it only lifts it off the floor by a few inches, but it is just completely driven by your abs. And this is a great way to really strengthen your abs, is to do proper crunches. But you can't do them unless you got your back correctly aligned. And I think a lot of us probably don't have our backs aligned correctly because of like a lot of sitting. Oh look, there's more there. Like, I keep spotting more and more we can get rid of. Do I by chance have a background in engineering? I don't, but it really intrigues me because I've loved the process of engineering farms in Minecraft. Just, it feels like I could see myself enjoying a profession like that, you know? Posture check, who's slouching? Yeah, that's another one. Like, always try and maintain good posture. Like, when I'm in my car, I become quite conscious of, like, how I'm sitting. If I'm on a long journey, after a while, I will slouch over. And then I'm trying to correct it, and on a really long day, that can be pretty tricky, you know. Your body does get tired, but you have to work on it, because if you consistently work on it, you'll build the strength to like maintain it. We're gonna fill this stack up real soon. I think one more block, literally. Nope, that's it. We're full. Right, I think I'll leave it there. As much as I found a mega spot and I want to keep mining it, we're going to move on. So we need to head back. You went bowling the other day. Didn't realise quite weak how you got on your arm and your chest so bad. Yeah, I remember... do you know, I haven't been bowling in a while. I've sort of made a bit of a habit of doing some... Not regular, but, you know, bowling every now and then. And... Yeah, I remember when I first went, it would like hit your arm, and the next day your arm would feel a bit off. Because it does require a bit of strength to bowl, but yeah, I haven't been in a while. You hold a 59 kilogram barbell and step up and down from a cinder block a step, alternating which foot goes first. Surprisingly good core workout. Is that a core workout? I wouldn't have thought of that as a core workout. It sounds a bit like doing farmer's walk, although step up, that sounds like lower body. That's more like doing squats, you know. You're going to be activating all of your leg muscles, but then core is stability. So I imagine, I mean, most exercises involve your abs, because, you know, your abs is like the stability, it's your core. So I guess from that perspective, it doesn't sound to me like something that directly targets it, but it would make sense that it was involved. Does Wii Bowling count? Probably not in the same way, but like if it gets you up and about and moving, that's a good thing, you know? Get the body moving. Yeah. Alright, we got Cybergrave here for 3 months. Morning. I got my boyfriend who knows nothing about Hermitcraft into your videos, and he loves your antics. Much love from us both. Oh, that's great. That's great. Thanks for introducing them. Hope you'll both enjoy watching together. Also, maybe a new Hermitcraft convert in the works. Maybe. This is definitely too much magma block for our needs. Okay, in you go. We got Thegley here for 48 months. 48. Let's go to the end dimension next. Huh. Hello, I just thought I'd stop by while playing Hytale to say hi. I was wondering if you had any plans to touch Hytale much outside of that one snippet in the snapshot. So low-key, everyone comparing Hytale to Minecraft clearly have never played Terraria. The game feels more like 3D Terraria than it does Minecraft. Well, you know, they're all similar games, right? Yeah, I'm going to be playing it this evening and all of tomorrow. Is my plan. You had to switch to Pilates. You had to switch Pilates ring for a while. I'm not sure what the ring bit is. I mean, Pilates, yoga, walking, moving your body about. Like, this is all good stuff. Just find what works for you to meet your goals, you know. Back pain leaves you unable to stand for long periods of time, though. Yeah, that's what I had years ago, and it was about working on it very slowly, doing yoga, building up your tolerance to standing a bit. One thing that really helped was learning to adjust my hips for correct posture. Like, I used to go to gigs, and I mean, I was in like my early 20s and having back pain just from standing at a music festival, right? This is because my lifestyle just meant I could sit on a chair for ages, right? And then my mate taught me about like correcting my hips to like tilt them correctly for better posture, and it like took some of the pressure off of the lower back, and then slowly with time, you know, you can make these changes. If you're going to tell yourself, you know, I've got pains, I've got issues, that's just the way it is, it will stay that way. But you can, over time, slowly, carefully, with the right ideas, the right knowledge, you know, you can do things like yoga and strength conditioning and improve your body. It's always capable of it. The body mends, it heals, it changes. It's possible. It's that familiar thing of arriving here and someone's left you all the XP. You remember watching the stream during the first day of work, and now you're watching it on your last day. Wow. Consistency. You tried giving someone a massage once, and they started yelling because you didn't realise the force you prefer is apparently very, very intense for most people. They said it felt like I was driving a car over their back. Yeah, I mean, that's, yeah, that sounds about right. Like, you know, we get normalized to different things, right? Like, I'm a very clean eater, and on occasion I've, like, offered to cook for friends or whatever, but then I'm kind of aware that the way I cook is probably, like, way too clean for them to enjoy, you know? I mean, I did cook for a mate once, and they didn't really like it, and it's because I just eat very different, right? And it's that gap, you know? Like, you become used to doing something a certain way. It's like lifting weights, you know. If I, like, people do this thing where they see someone in good shape and they say, oh, what's your workout routine? And it's like, that is the wrong question to ask. Because their workout routine is for them. The reason they're in good shape is probably because of consistency and discipline. And you don't need a workout routine or someone else's to achieve discipline and consistency. So, like, if I give you my workout routine and you're a complete newbie, you know, you might just, like, injure yourself severely on day one, which you don't want, because the weights are going to be too heavy, right? It's kind of like that. You used to doing your massages in a particular way, and then, yeah, you forget that for other people that's quite intense if they're not used to it. You almost burnt the house down because you were making toast. Well, the moral of that story is never make toast. Oh, I got 8 Enderman heads out of that one. I like a bit of toast. If it's some good bread and you can have like peanut butter or marmalade or jam and cheese on toast or Marmite. I do like that on occasion, but I rarely have that. We need a way to like block respawning up here. Don't we? We clearly need that. And I am using my wings more and more and more, I admit. I need my thonky back, you know? Basically. Oh, I should have just gone to the nether portal that was directly in front of me. Why'd I go here, you know? Our guy's end dimension looks crazy. Thank Cubfan, he did it. He did great. Toast is such a perfect food for when you're unwell. I'm not sure I'd agree with that. It's bread. It's not exactly the most nutritious of foods. Plus, you've just toasted it and cooked out more of the nutrients. So, no. Toast is not a good ill food, I think. You want to give your body like nutrients and protein and stuff, right? Maybe try and avoid sugary carbs because you're ill. You're probably not going to be moving about as much, right? But it's bland if you've got an upset tummy. I don't know about that. I've never really heard the idea of blandness in food. Like, maybe if you're ill, you don't want to eat stuff that's... what they always go on about, the probiotics and stuff, right? Like, so your micro gut biome is sort of the food you eat, right? But then they talk about probiotics. Basically, food with bacteria in that they think is generally good for your gut. Maybe eating stuff like that when you're ill isn't quite the right strategy. But yeah, I don't know. This idea of eating bland food when you're ill, not so sure what that's about. I mean, don't eat spicy stuff, right? That sounds reasonable. I'm kind of thinking maybe we could do another circle here. Like, go a little bit bigger. The brat diet is good for an upset tummy. Banana, rice, applesauce, and toast. Well, I think we've established that toast doesn't make much sense, but yeah. I mean, like, if you're gonna say it's a comfort food, sure. Psychologically, that makes a lot of sense. Personally, when food tastes bland and sometimes just doesn't go right, you want to throw it up and just revert to drink coffee. Don't throw up food unless you're actually feeling queasy. Right, so... Oh, this is quickly going to turn into a mess, isn't it? Finreal West, thank you for 49 months, my dude. Appreciate you. We also got Baitan Daniil here for 59. I only get sick on Saturdays and Sundays. I must have a weekend immune system. I don't know what the pun is unless it's like... No, oh god, I literally read it as weekend in my head, like Saturday and Sunday, right? Weekend. I must have a weekend immune... Oh my god, I'm the worst, aren't I? Why'd you even bother? That was a good one, that was a good one. I read the keyword the wrong way. Or the correct way, I don't know. It depends on how you look at it. Jeez. I think chat's had enough of me now. They're like, oh, this guy, whatever. Whatever, mate. Whatever's bruv. Right, I think I've managed to amend this now so that it looks sort of reasonable. So it's like 2 blocks across and then you start the curve. I don't know if that's a proper one, but it'll work for our purposes. Hytale has the same inventory problem as Minecraft. Yeah, that's an interesting curiosity there. That's an interesting curiosity, because that's something that we don't want to repeat. Unless this was only supposed to come out 1 more block. There's this annoying problem that we have right now. Okay, free cam might help a little bit here. That looks genuinely balanced, right? So you got 2, 1, 1, 2. 2, 1, 1. So that would be... Yeah, so I think I just came out 1 block too many. So there's your 2, and those ones don't belong, right? Now we're back in business. Fortunately, the rest of the floors will involve us just looking down and being like, oh, we're in the correct spot. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Hytale, is Hytale a good game? I've been seeing mixed reviews currently. I think you'll find it's a game in development, and it will probably take itself some time to reach the destination it's looking for. I'm just going to play it to have fun and be aware that it's going to change over time and stuff, right? I'm not expecting it to be a perfect game on launch or anything. I do think it might struggle from something I've said a lot about games, is that the early access stuff for me, I think, spoils it a lot with games. I kind of miss... It just feels like so many games are like, you see the idea and then you have to wait ages for content. And because it gets drip-fed and you play it a little bit here and there, like Satisfactory or something like that, you know, it just... It just felt incomplete, and then each time you play it, it feels like you're inching a little bit more towards completeness, but that saps the life out of the game for me. When I was a young'un, back in my day, you know, you'd get a game and it would be the full thing. You wouldn't even get patches, right? Patches were rare. There used to be, like, magazines you'd buy at the shop that might come with, like, a demo disc, and on that, occasionally you might see some patches for a game, but, like, that's the way things worked, and so games had to be sort of complete on launch. And I kind of miss that. I kind of think all this early access stuff might not be as great as you think. Have I ever watched or played Arcane? I have not, no. Y'all want a bit of Q&A time? Ask some questions in the chat, you know? I'm just placing blocks now, so I don't have to think too much, right? I can turn off that part of the brain. Hi X, good morning. How are you? Are you building a gold farm? Also, what football team do you support? I am not building a gold farm. I am building magma platforms with turtle eggs. Okay, the pigmen just happen to fall into a trap that I devised. Okay, there just happens to be a bartering system down there that takes gold and barters it. It's just a coincidence, not a gold farm. It's not a gold farm. What's your dream guitar? I own my dream guitar. It's the Ibanez Universe. It is the guitar that I used to drool over when I would see other bands play it in, like, these... You know, you'd see, like, Korn, their video for Blind, and you'd see, like, Morbid Angel playing with this... What's this guitar? It's got 7 strings. It's got, like, these these green dots on the fretboard, and the pickups are like neon green. What is it? There'd be all these bands. Meshuggah was another one. They had this video for a song called Humiliative, and they played it live, and I used to love watching it over and over again. But they would have that guitar with the green pickups. Anyway, it just so happened that Ibanez did a reissue of the universe, and I managed to get my hands on one. So I have my dream guitar. I've been playing a little bit of Meshuggah and Slayer a lot lately. I've been playing Raining Blood and Angel of Death back to back, and I think yesterday when I played it, without a doubt, the best performance I've done. You know, you just keep doing it over and over again and enjoying playing the songs and whatever, and you get a little bit better, but then every now and then there's this one time you play it and you're like, yeah, I really nailed that. And for me, yesterday, like, leveled it up again. But I've been thinking about getting a new 8-string guitar, because the 8-string guitar that I got was the cheapest one I could get, and it's a noisy, rumbly, awkward to play with because you get like a lot of just fret sound and whatnot. I was thinking about, what if I get like a really good 8-string guitar, the sorts that all the really gifted technical players have. You know, they got the headstocks missing, and they got that cut-in body and stuff, and the slanted frets. So I was thinking maybe I should like go for one of those high-end 8-string guitars and get a much better sound out of it for playing Meshuggah songs. Ibanez re-released the whole universe. Wowzers, says Callie. Just the green one, just the green and black one. As for the other ones, I mean, they do a lot of reissues of Steve Vai's gem guitars, which tend to like overlap. They have some really crazy paint jobs, those ones. Like when they launched the universe, there were like all these crazy swirl guitars. I've always fancied a swirl paint job, but yeah, not got a guitar with anything like that. They look really cool if you go look them up. Just look up like Ibanez Steve Vai swirl, and you'll see these crazy guitars. Ugh! Why did I just get damaged randomly? Have I ever asked someone for their autograph? No, and I don't think I will. I just... Here's the thing, like, if I met someone... Like, if I saw some... Like, I'll tell you what. I'll pick a person because I'm listening to their autobiography right now. Bryan Cranston, right? I've finished watching Breaking Bad. I've been watching the deep dive, the retrospective stuff on YouTube. Really getting stuck into that world a bit more. And they mentioned that Bryan Cranston has an autobiography, and I thought, I've really enjoyed several autobiographies that I've listened to. Will Smith's comes to mind, Arnold Schwarzenegger's, there's been a few others as well. I just love, you know, these big names that we have, people that, you know, go out and do really amazing stuff in the world. And like, you can hear their life story. It's super interesting. It's a little... I think it's a little niche for me that I really like, actually. I really like hearing a good autobiography. Patrick Stewart would be another one. That one just popped into my head. These have been very enjoyable listens. So I thought, Bryan Cranston, you know, Breaking Bad. Yeah, of course I'm going to enjoy this. I also like Malcolm in the Middle, and I really like seeing him in movies. Since, like, after Breaking Bad, he did a lot of great roles in movies. I think he was probably always a great actor, right? But sometimes you just need that moment that clicks for people to realize, and then you get cast in really good roles. Also, every time I've heard stories about him, he sounds like a very humble, passionate, like sort of genuine, caring towards other people type of person. A very social, compassionate person. You get like a strong sense of warmth from him. So I'm listening to the autobiography. Now, this is just the way I am with people, but I don't get that level that I see in other people where now it's like, oh, I want to go talk to you, I want your autograph, I want this, I want that. You know, like I just don't get that. And I also feel like, let's say you meet someone like that, I kind of don't like the idea of meeting them in the context of, oh, you're big famous celebrity person. I mean, even stripping that out, even being like, oh, you know, you played Walter White in my favorite TV show. I think I'd rather just interact with people as people, you know? Like, you're in a place, you're doing a thing, you talk about the thing you're doing or whatever. You know, you're at a show, you talk about the band. You're at the shops, you talk about the weather. Like, that's just how I feel. I feel like you don't really actually know that person, and you may know things about them, and you may get a good sense of them through listening to their audiobook or whatever. Oh, by the way, it's narrated in his voice, which is just terrific, because he's got a great voice. And I think that's the better way to do those books, is to listen to them in the author's voice. But yeah, like, I just like to interact with people on that level, more than a, like, oh, you did this thing, so now I got this, like, idea in my head or whatever about you. I don't know, this just makes me uncomfortable. So, like, I wouldn't want to be going, oh, you know, Breaking Bad, what about that? And I wouldn't want to be going, can I get your autograph? Like, I just don't feel that way, you know? Soundwave Hope says they're all just regular people at the end of the day. Regular people doing extraordinary things. We're all regular people, and we can all end up doing extraordinary things. It's a bit of a lottery as if you do or you don't. You can definitely have an influence on that if you apply yourself and try hard. It's no guarantee that amazing adventures will happen in life or whatever, like acting and being in movies, but you're definitely not gonna go in that direction if you do nothing about it. As a famous person, I can't express how much it's nice to talk to people normally. Yeah, I imagine it'd be like quite frustrating to, like, you constantly have to interact with people in a really weird and different way, right? I totally get that. It's kind of one of the reasons I don't like being Xisuma IRL. I just don't want to be that to someone, right? Like, I'd just rather be just another person in the room. You don't really understand autographs. Am I supposed to be excited for a squiggle that I won't be able to prove is actually from them without photo evidence? Well, I think if you roll back the years a little bit to pre kind of internet era, if you think about it, like, meeting a celebrity would have been a big deal to you know, not someone like me, but to certain types of people. And I guess asking for an autograph is kind of like a good way of having a little reminder, a memento that you met them. You wouldn't be able to prove it to anyone, but, like, if you got it, it would be for you, right? Like, it would be your memento for remembering that moment. JME has a similar viewpoint on fan interactions. Who's JME? As you focus on natural interaction. Oh, wait, focuses on natural interaction. Yeah, I think we're sort of saying, like, your interactions aren't natural, right? They're not normal because of that kind of thing. Never understood autographs. If I ran directly into a celebrity, a quick, meaningful conversation would fuel me for ages. That's the other thing, right? Is that you, like, let's say you listen to a podcaster or whatever who's always having, like, fascinating conversations, and I can see how you would anticipate that you meet them and you're going to have that conversation, right? But it doesn't work like that. Like, there's a time and place and a setting for those sorts of conversations, and so, like, you can't just meet someone and, like, barrel into some, like, deep, meaningful conversation either, right? Like, I get the desire, I totally get it. That's one of the things that I think about is, like, if I saw someone who, like, let's take someone like Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? I absolutely adore Star Talk. I think, you know, I've listened to some of his books. I really like all the stuff that he does. Someone's going to comment, oh, he's a political hack. I don't know why there is this that sort of sentiment around him and Bill Nye. Like, a lot of things, I think, you know, encourage a little bit of critical thinking and, you know, not taking everything verbatim, but, like, overall, you know, maybe he's made a few missteps, but, like, I feel like he does a lot of great with his science communication, does a lot of good for the world, right? I think we need to stand up. We're getting a bit in the chair. Anyway, like, you know, like you bring up someone's name and it feels like he's one of those names where you say it, I enjoy this person's stuff, and then someone's gonna, you know, give you an essay in your comments or whatever about it, and it's just like, I'm not. There it is. Fegley says because he chose politics over scientific facts in recent years. I don't know what that's about and, like, what to make of it. And, you know, I've listened to him explain stuff about science and talk about politics, and I feel like I can listen to that, I can separate the two. You know, no one's a perfect human being. Anyway, if I was actually in New York City, and I was at the place that he worked, the Hayden Planetarium, and I was not going there to get an autograph or anything like that, right? But in the back of my mind, it was like, you might see him wandering around. Am I going to go up and introduce myself? I'm not that kind of person. I'll just keep to myself, right? But, you know, if you ended up, like, in a conversational space with him or something, I was just kind of thinking, I wouldn't really know, like, how, like, with actually, this is probably a terrible example, because he's probably the one guy, like, who could just go into one for you. Like, you could just give him a little nudge. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, you could give him a little nudge, and then he just starts going off on one about whatever it is you just asked about. He probably is, like, the opposite of the example I'm trying to give. But, like, you know, like, am I capable of sort of just steering a conversation into something that's the equivalent of, like, all of those interesting conversations I've heard on their podcast? And the answer, I think, is probably not. At least with most people. Actually, with Neil deGrasse Tyson, I have a feeling that he's just great at monologuing. And if you just give him a little nudge, he'll go in that direction for you, you know? The most popular podcaster in the world talks incessantly about stuff he's dumb on. Why is it a problem with Tyson? The problem is, I think the problem is just, you know, everyone's got a voice, and when everyone's got a voice, there's always, like, a conflicting opinion to any opinion. So, like, it doesn't really matter if, like, I don't know, you know, whatever your opinion, someone's got a different one. That's about where it starts and ends. So you can find that, and I think the issue is that, well, actually, that's not the right height, is it? The issue is that being air quotes wrong or right about something is not the same as being charismatic and convincing. So, like, you can sound really professional and like you know what you're talking about, and actually you're not. Case in point, there's a guy on YouTube called, I think his name is Dr. Eric Berg, right? This guy gives out loads of nutritional medical advice on his channel, and I was surprised to learn after listening to a fair bit of it that this guy's doctorate is in what's the thing where they, like, bend your back? Chiropractic or something like that. Man, I know I'm like, chiro is, like, part of it. Chiropractor, yeah, okay, right. So you're going, like, I'm a doctor, let me tell you about food and nutrition. Turns out his doctorate is in chiropractic, which some people call into question to begin with. They say that's not a real profession or whatever, right? Like, that has its own critiques. Here's the thing. The guy sounds really convincing. He can talk in a way where you go, oh yeah, like, you sound like you know what you're talking about. This is okay. You know, I'll take your advice and change my diet or whatever. But, like, turns out that's not what his medical profession is for. Anyway, like, some people don't even have that. There's loads of people talking online, sharing opinions, and they're comedians, or they're this thing, or they're that thing, and it's like, I hate the stay in your lane argument, right? Like, I don't want to say stay in your lane. Everyone has the right to come out and talk about whatever they want. We just need better tools of realizing, like, where the good information is, you know? And unfortunately, sometimes it can take a lot of time for you to do that. you have to go through some wins and some fails and some life experience, and then you realize, okay, this right here, maybe this is a good source of information. That's why I always encourage like the idea of arming people with critical thinking skills and more information, I guess. Well, that might be a little bit of a problem, that last one, because we seem to be overloaded with information. And the point I was making is that, like, everyone can put information out there and sound convincing these days, it seems like. Okay, that's then that floor there. So the last egg is going to go adjacent to that, I think. Right, no, it's not. It's one higher. God, that is a real crunchy egg cracking sound. Do we need, like... Wait. That was the right height, right there. Did I place it one lower by mistake? We have actually just run out at the perfect time then, because that will be where the roof is, right? So, bravo, I think. Bravo. No, bravo isn't... Bravo! Bravo, X, you placed blocks and figured things out. Well done. Most people don't validate informational sources. Yep, that's a problem. The problem comes in where people skew science in favor of politics, facts. They should be presented as facts instead of skewed because it's an inconvenient truth. Yeah, well, that just feels like one of those things where I agree, but then that argument gets applied to both sides of the argument, right? Like, if we split some scientific discussion into, you know, it's real or it's not real, people then go and use that argument. It's so messy. This stuff is so messy to get your head around. Yo, Creeper Jones, thank you for gifting a sub to Glowing Orange. Be sure to say thanks in the chat. We always appreciate a gifted sub. We got Ching, Lish, Finn here for 12 months, a whole year. Thank you so much. And Artemisa567 subscribing 15 minutes ago. I think I missed that one, so I apologize. Such real talk early in the morning. We're setting the tone for the day. It's going to be a very serious day. Let's get some more Q&A in chat. That was a good little discussion. It was interesting, you know, talking about where did it start with, like, getting someone's autograph and how you see famous people, and, you know, reality is they're just normal people. What's my opinion on 3D printing and how its impact on manufacturing in the environment? I mean, I don't really know too much. I know there's like been a push for a while to try and get more 3D printing into manufacturing, but there's this thing called Jevons paradox, which I find really interesting, and it recently happened. A very vivid example of it was the release of DeepSeek. So the DeepSeek model basically, like, reduce the amount of power consumption for using an AI model by like 10. You could run it on like cheaper hardware. Some of you are like iJevons paradox. Whoever Jevin is not iJevin, but it's just called Jevons paradox, right? So in result to the DeepSeek model being released, amidst us having concerns about the energy consumption of AI, right? This new model comes out, and pretty quickly the amount of AI doubles, right? The amount of power consumption from AI doubles. So like every time, the idea of Jevons paradox is you create an efficiency, and then rather than that efficiency reducing the consumption, it increases the consumption. And if you just look at like charts of global economy, or, you know, we all understand how computers have gotten faster and stuff. They've also become more ubiquitous. It's like this weird push and pull of, we're trying to figure out how to be more in balance with our environment, so we want to make processes more efficient and stuff. But when we do that, we tend to then overconsume and stuff. Like, if you look at something like clothing, people used to be a bit hard up on clothing. You used to get hand-me-downs, and you'd make clothes survive for as many years as you could. You know, you'd stitch and repair things, and then along come manufacturing processes to make clothes cheaper, quickly, more conveniently. And you might think, well, that, you know, now that we can make it like that, we'll be more in balance with our environment. It'll be less resource intensive. No, it goes the opposite direction. We just start consuming more and disposing of clothes. I mean, some people are like buying stuff, wearing it a few times, and then getting something new to wear, you know, fast fashion or whatever they call it. So whatever they're doing with 3D printing in that space, chances are, you know, hey, look, we've made building more efficient, less carbon intensive, we can build things faster. We'll go and build more. Will probably be the response of that, you know. You've got 6 3D printers myself. I use them quite a bit. My biggest fear is people using them to make guns and weapons that can't be detected with metal detectors, says Doc Registered. That's a valid fear. That's a valid fear. I would say though, like a lot of things, it's about, you know, a tool is about how you use it. You know, a hammer can kill people, right? And when it comes to things like crime and murder, I would think more about like the social reasons behind those things happening, the psychological things, more so than the technological things, right? If you give everyone a gun on this planet Earth tomorrow, will there be more gun crime tomorrow? Absolutely, no shadow of a doubt, right? But I don't think people go around shooting off their guns willy-nilly just because they got one. It's like there's usually things that happen in the environment that lead to it. Oh man, I hate murder, says Oakburger. I blooming hate murder too, man. Oh, get rid of it. Dying sucks. Screw murder, man. Yeah, down with murder. Boo. Boo. That's what I think about murder. Ugh, rubbish. Get rid of it. Murder's never been good. What? They could have murdered Hitler? Oh. Oh, maybe. Okay. Murder! It's the worst, alright? Do you know what else I hate? I blooming hate injustice! Oh, can we get rid of injustice? I've had enough of that. God. It sucks. Bill Gates and his reaction on the impact of global warming. Gates says the majority of people won't be impacted by a changing climate and people will adapt. I think a majority of people in wealthy countries might not. There's a strange coincidental correlation between, you know, wealthy countries getting resources from poorer ones, and the poorer ones are in the places that are going to be most impacted by environmental change. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of kind of like, don't worry about it. Technology will solve it in the air, and I'm of the opinion, I think, that in order to solve problems like the climate crisis and stuff, it's more about geopolitics and power. Those are the really hard problems to solve. What's my opinion on Stranger Things finale and people's collective hallucination of a secret final episode conspiracy? Oh, that's interesting. So I finished watching the second to last episode last night. I have some thoughts on that, and I'm going to go and have a run. And when I run, I'll be watching the beginning of the next episode. It's 2 hours long, so it might take me a few days to finish it. But, you know, the show's kind of like swung from all of its constant explanation into this very like character development moment where like all of the character, let's call them combinations or relationships, right? Like, are now starting to like reveal or resolve the tensions that they've built up. And, you know, it's kind of like good. It's kind of like enjoyable because you're attached to these characters, right? And you want to see them do well and succeed. But also, it just makes the show's pacing feel very forced, because it's just like all of the character development things are happening back to back. And some of them felt really forced. Like Dustin and Harrison were... their dialogue just felt so forced with those two bickering. Like, I think you need a much slower build on that kind of stuff. And it's starting to make me feel like season 5 could have been 2 or 3 seasons worth of content if rather than doing the explaining of everything, they showed it more. Less dialogue between characters explaining what they've been up to and more like walking us through it. And then taking more time to build up the tensions with the characters would have been much better, I think, because there's this moment where Dustin exclaims, and I think the actor does it really well. He really delivers the line. I forget what it is, but it's like he has that moment where he basically says to Steve, oh wait, I said Harrison, it's Harrington, isn't it? He says to Steve, you know, like, I don't want it to happen to you. He doesn't want to see his other friend because he lost Eddie, right? And it's such a great, like, moment. But, like, the whole thing is, like, in the middle of, like, a scramble, and, I don't know, I just feel like you're just seeing this show and just feeling like all these pieces could have been put together much better. And it gets very, like, I don't know what the word for it is, but like very kind of like squishy emotionally with like the characters always smiling and hugging each other and having these moments together. But it's like really forced. It's really sort of just brought on by the pace of the show being a bit relentless to get through all its bits. And like we want that. Oh, this song right here. Oh my god. This one just gave me a crazy flashback. I'll explain mine in a little bit. But yeah, so I feel like for me, it'd be interesting to see how the final episode like ties things up. But this is definitely for me like a really weak season. It's just so much like sort of fan service with the humble moments with the characters. A lot of the ideas are really just forced through. All the exposition, they just, I don't know, they threw away so much potential. This feels like this could have been much more and should have been brewed a little slower, you know? But as I was trying to say, the last episodes have been a little bit more enjoyable because they become a bit more about the characters and them having good moments together, which of course, you know, we've all grown fond of these characters and love to see that kind of stuff, you know. Do you know the Duffer brothers have faced 2 lawsuits for plagiarism and settled them both? What does settled in what way mean? Like, you can settle something out of court. Settling is like coming to a resolution, but is that in their favor or against them? As for plagiarism, I mean, if there's some sort of specific show out there that there's a lot of parallels with, okay. But, like, it's part of the whole thing is about doing the 80s all over again. I mean, I imagine there'll be loads of plagiarism all over it if you wanna look at it like that. Paying them off. They got paid? What? Or no, they paid off the people that sued them. That sounds right. No matter how bad it is, it will never get Games of Thrones Season 8. That is true. That is true. That is an unbelievable low barrier. from high to low, Game of Thrones has the biggest gulf, right? Spokey Dogie, thank you for 94 months. We got Prixel 25 in for 31. How you doing, my dude? Thank you for tuning in today. Don't even get me started on GOT, says Princess Lib. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that makes it hard to rewatch. With Breaking Bad, man, like even after just finishing it, knowing I'll rewatch it again one day, it's like, it's going to be awesome to go through that story again. It's that good. It's so well done. But with Game of Thrones, no matter how good the first 3 seasons are, it's like, it's going to dip. Like, you're going to feel the dip coming, and then it's going to fall off a cliff at the end. And it just puts you off watching it, despite how fantastic the first 3 seasons are. You can't rewatch GOT because of the ending. That's how I feel. And I did it like during the pandemic. I rewatched it. I remember being very sick. I got like sick right as the right as I started rewatching it. So I sort of like powered through the first 3 seasons in like days, and that was kind of weird. And then yeah. Why did I come down here? Okay, take a second to think about it. It was for glass. Might actually end up using all of our glass here, I think. I'll have to go make some more. So, like, dyes are needed. Man, they're making some little grunty noises over there, aren't they? Right, that'll do. Now I just need a bench. Good morning, X. How do you feel about the increase of Copilot features in Windows? I don't like them. I really wish I could disable them easier, and it's increasingly making me feel like I want to move away from Windows. Why does it not give me a crafting option for that? Oh, I know why. Maybe you have to do that? No? I thought you could mix them. Maybe you can't mix them. Maybe that's the issue. Huh. Either way, I think we're definitely going to need more, so let's go make more. As long as it's not ghast noises. That's the point, actually. Like, technically right now, ghast can spawn up there. So we'll have to be super careful when we come back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's a pretty sizable increase. I would say we've probably easily doubled the capacity compared to before. And no one else is online. So when this stream is over, I will AFK and hopefully we'll get a bit more out of it. I mainly just hate how like Windows is trying to force the AI on us instead of us having a choice. Yeah, and it's being done like from a very commercial, corporate kind of perspective. It's being done fast and loose. There's not a lot of planning, it feels like. I mean, AI could be something really big, and I feel like they're just trying to commercialize it super quick. Like having AI in an operating system, that could be quite a fantastic, helpful thing, but it sort of needs to be done from the ground up. And thought about very carefully, and I don't think that's what they're doing. Plus, you know, Microsoft have always been a bit of a not so great company in my opinion over the years. Like I've never really had much of a strong opinion for them. Like someone like Steam, something like Steam. Steam's got like a pretty good track record, and they've done lots of things that I've really liked as a company. You know, I'm not the sort of person to think about it too much with companies, but just, you know, Steam have had a good track record, and Microsoft have annoyed me plenty of times over the years for things they've done. So it just feels like it's pushing me away, you know. And in the future, I think I'd like to get away from Windows and move to Linux. You read somewhere that Windows code is now 30% AI written. Ugh. Not sure what the source is, to take it with a grain of salt. That's crazy, yeah. We were talking a little bit ago about Jevons paradox. Something interesting that's happening with AI supposedly replacing coding jobs is that the hiring of coders is apparently going up. Partly to fix AI codes. Like a lot of it is not as good as they thought it would be, not as reliable. But also it turns out it's more of an empowerment thing. So as programmers get more productive because of AI, companies are willing to hire because they can now get more value out of the worker, if that makes sense. It's that Jevons paradox thing again. It's not like, oh, we made you programmers more effective, so now we'll have less of you at the company. It's like, oh no, we'll get more of you in and expand our capabilities. And this is how it goes. Right, that was good. Job's done. I'm a system architect. We don't allow AI code. We do use AI for code reviews, but we only see a 10% impact. It is a good tool, but has a long way to go. That sounds really fair, that does. Good tool. And, you know, it probably will get better, but, like, it's got a long way to go, as you said. You gotta check every character because it freaks out sometimes. Yikes, yeah. I mean, this is the thing, like, the analogy I heard recently about it that I really liked is, everyone knows of, like, hallucinations, right? You know, it just hallucinates all of a sudden and gives us an incorrect answer. The analogy I like is that it's actually, what it's doing is it's hallucinating constantly. It just hallucinates with a percentage of correctness and a percentage of getting something wrong. And it makes sense because it's a prediction machine. Large language models are predicting the next thing that would get typed, right? And occasionally those predictions will not be what we expect. You love deleting code the agent adds during the session and then watching it freak out as it was certain it added it. Yeah, it doesn't freak out though, does it, right? Like, even if it appears to be freaking out with the way it talks in its language, this is just a predictive text model. It's like, if you never fed it information from people who are freaking out, like, it wouldn't, you know, like, there's the story going around that the AI conspired or something, you know, tried to blackmail, and it's like, well, it did something there that humans do and have examples of in the text that it was trained on. So did it try and blackmail, or is it just a predictive text machine pumping out text? Like, it's the latter. It's the latter. Right, I brought a bunch of wither roses. I don't need those. I guess we can just fire some gold back into the system briefly. What do I want out of this farm now, though? Because I don't need the quartz immediately. I do need to get some dried ghast. What is the recipe for dried ghast? Where'd my bench go? Oh, I put it in there. Okay. Oh, that's nice and easy. Okay, great. I think I'm going to put this thing... You know, I'm going to leave it in gold mode because I need... Yeah, I need the gold. Okay, that's the decision. Leave it in gold mode. I was going to barter some of that gold, but I don't actually need it right now, so... Yeah, we need to get our gold up so we can build lots and lots of rails next. Alright, I don't need to leave that here anymore, really. I feel like turtle eggs, actually, probably would have had a place in here. I'm pretty sure turtle eggs would be in there. I'm going to go check my pictures and see. There's a lot of discussion in chat. Is this the Final Fantasy VII music? It's the Final Fantasy VIII music. Season 11... Shulker boxes, Season 9 layout, and Ocean 1 has eggs in it. It does. Brilliant. I remembered. They go. Actually, I put all of them in. They go right there. They go right there. Memories waiting for the remake to drop on Xbox so I can finally play it. Oh! Are they remaking number 8? I thought they weren't doing that. Companies will never cease to amaze me how easily they fumble the bag when it comes to AI. They do all these things involving AI and then don't understand why their reputation has declined. They probably in some level do. It's just this commercial pressure to commercialize it so early on is an absolute mess. You were talking about 7. Oh, right. 7 should already be on the Xbox, right? Because the remake is on PlayStation 5 and PC, and when it goes to PC, doesn't that mean it can go on the Xbox? I thought they used basically the same architecture and stuff. Or maybe Sony or whoever's involved just held off from it. The price of RAM is through the roof. The price of all computer components are through the roof. I was thinking about replacing my hard drive. I've been thinking about it for, like... I say thinking about it, like occasionally I think about it for some time. And I went and looked, and the price had doubled. And I was just like, do you buy the bullet and buy it? Because my hard drive is like, it's a Western Digital. It should last a long time. But I have now had it probably for like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years or something. Maybe longer than that. And at some point, it's going to need replacing. And is it going to be a case of when it really needs replacing, now the thing costs 10 times as much as it did? So do you get it while it's double? These are hard questions, right? If ever you're faced with this kind of question, right, of like, do something now or later because of price and stuff, my advice, I think, generally would be, unless you're like really knowledgeable in an area and you have a strong sense of what things are going in terms of price, you know, directions up and down and how it will change, I kind of think through life experience and a general feeling of like stuff that I wish I'd done sooner, it generally feels like when it comes to spending money on big life stuff, it kind of seems like the best time is usually sooner than later, in my experience. Just get it done. You'll have more time to enjoy the value of the thing as well, right? I don't know if that like helps any of y'all with like any decisions you're making. It's very general, it's not specific, but it's just a kind of pattern for me. It feels like I've come across this thing several times now, and the pattern tends to be you do things sooner than later. Advice: buy it if you need it, not because you want it. Yeah, need over want is a good way of thinking about things. Wants are, you know, wants are wants, but necessities are more important. I just hope it's a bubble like .com. My PC's getting older and it will not support Linux. Dude, Linux should be very compatible, especially on old systems. Like, you shouldn't have trouble getting Linux to work on there. The problem, like, Linux is like open source. Well, maybe not all of it is, but like, you know, the thing with Microsoft, what they do is they make it so you need to keep going to the next new version, right? And there's less of a push to do that with something like Linux, so you should have a better time getting a Linux operating system going. It might not be the latest and greatest Linux operating system, but you should be able to get one. Or something going. It's funny how, like, when I was digging out this room and this little bit here, I had no idea that the other side there's just this big open space. Also, what is on my list of priorities? I'm just steamrolling into the next thing, right? It might not be the best thing to do. I kind of need to restock a lot of wood. I've got to build a bamboo farm somewhere. It just like, I've got all these things I want to do, need to do, but they haven't like quite clicked. I could also get some speed beacons, I think. Anyway, I'm going to use this space here for something, but I probably need to think it through. It is important to do stuff when you've got like a spur of inspiration, which I don't think I actually have right now. I thought I might. I thought I might come down here and build what goes next, but good to clear out that space and just know that there's space there. I think I'm going to pick something different off the list. Oh my god, do you want to see something super annoying? Turtles keep escaping my turtle farm, trampling my crops, and I have no idea how they get out because the whole thing was built with a 1.5 tall wall around it. But yeah, turtles keep getting out of their turtle pen. I haven't caught anyone like close in the act. I always seem to catch them when they've drifted all the way over here. I just don't know how they get out. Not a clue. I think I need to... Look, just... Why don't you go home? Why don't you go home, guys? Why over here? I like the one in the ponds. The one in the pond's okay. Like, did this go... Where are you going? This ain't home. If that one would stay there forever, that's kind of great. You've ran modern Linux on a 2011 DDR laptop, so no issue there. There you go. That's a good frame of reference right there. You love the free roaming turtles. I don't. They trample crops. Yo, Froggy Ghost, thank you for 2 months, by the way. Appreciate you. Oh, where did I leave my tool chest? Maybe just out here? Oh, right there. Right in front of me. Okay, here's another idea on my list. I could go buy another beacon, but that would put our diamond supply very, very low. So I think what we need to do is buy another beacon and then go look for more diamonds. Now, the reason I'm going to buy another beacon is because we're going to add speed beacons to the area now. Just because I've been walking around a lot, I'm kind of feeling like I could do with a little bit of a boost. I could nip round a little bit faster, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Let's go get some more iron blocks. Hi, what are we doing? Buying beacons and adding speed beacons to the base. I seem to recall having a bunch of iron blocks in one of these. Maybe I'll put them up here. There you go. Well, that'll be more than enough. Let's use the nether to get about. Time to make turtle soup. Dang. I don't know if I've ever eaten turtle. I haven't got a clue. That's a lot of iron. It sure is. But hey, we got an iron farm, so all's good in the hood, homie. I need to drink some water. God, I feel like I need to drink more than that. Hardly drunk any this morning. Hi, what are we doing? I think that's literally the same message I read last time. Buying beacons. You only eaten mock turtle soup. Is that where they mocked the turtles before killing them? Good stuff. Does turtle soup exist? I believe so. I believe turtle soup exists. Also, do beacons exist at the shop? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So 2 beacons we can upgrade. Probably going to need my shovel again, actually. Mogged turtle soup? What does mogged mean? Hermitcraft question mark? What does that mean? Does that literally mean what is Hermitcraft? Oh my god, don't even. Hermitcraft is geese. Where's the beacon beam, son? Where is it? Don't hide it from me now. There it is. Sometimes you got to look down. I think you have to like have the block in your field of view, even though it's underground, you can't see it. I think it's got to be there, you know. Ah, who remembers season 10? Season 10 of what? Oh yeah, this one right here actually goes through. We might move it entirely then. That's a good point. Like, where do I want my beacons to be in the long run? I could change that one for now. And I would put it to this side of it. Yeah, I'm gonna change that one first and then come back to this one. Why can't I see the next beam up here? Why can't I see the other beam? Am I mad? Like, shouldn't I see it? Wait, I'm in the wrong direction. Oh my god. Oh my god, the simplest explanation. I'm walking the wrong way. Of course, of course. You've been watching since season 6. It's interesting to see your building evolve. Thank you. I feel like it's evolved a lot. Well, it definitely has. No doubt about it. Surrounded by amazing builders and stuff, right? You might name the VOD "The Beacons Are Lit." Is there something to that? Is there like a joke or something that's gone over my head? The beacons are lit. What's the joke? Ah! My shins. That's the joke. My shins. Gondor? Gondor calls for aid. Oh, it's a Harry Potter thing. Oh, for goodness sake. I'm really not into all that, you know, lightsabers and Death Star stuff. It's just too nerdy, you know. Right. Oh, dark cave. Okay, boom. Still alive. Too nerdy, says the video game streamer. Hey, it's just my job, man. It's just my job. Don't hate me. So, got to make a living somehow. You love when Gandalf fights Darth Vader in Harry Potter. Best fighting scene, Xisuma. Oh, I'll give you props. That one was pretty good, wasn't it? Probably because they were boxing, you know, instead of using the lightsabers. Lame sabers, as I call them. Lame sabers. Right. Yeah, I was going to say, that took you a moment. That should have gone boom. Speed, yes please. I mean, we could choose other perks, but for now I think speed. And then I kind of need to use this to get my hands on some diamonds, right? This area's been pretty plucked, but... Well, what high are we at? Where am I looking? I always look in the wrong place now that they moved it. Oh, it's literally like the very top of your screen. Minus 20. Should we just like randomly dig for a bit? See what we get. Oh, my inventory is going to fill up with junk. But I have a bundle. Fear not. For I have bundled. I bungled it. Yo, Springtime Latte. Thank you for 2 months, my dude. Good morning. Happy to have caught your stream. Hope you're having a good day so far. I'm having a great day. Thank you. Who remembers permits? Permits? Permits for what? So if we're going to dig, we need lights. We need torches. We'll take them. Can you bundle the bundles? Yes. That's what I just did. Or had done. Wouldn't this be like quite a ways down to find diamonds? Got to go down like 30 blocks, I think. Maybe a bit more than that. Right, we're digging, we're grinding, more Q&A time. That's all it is. When we do grindy stuff, it's Q&A time. 46, we keep going, we keep going. X, do you have a preference for cats and dogs? I like all animals, but I'm definitely a dog person. What time is it for me? Almost 11. What's your favorite topic to talk about? Oh. God. What's my favorite meal to make? I mean, that's a great question because I think my favorite meal to make, to cook, might just be my homemade curry. But I love salad. Salad's my favorite meal. It's just so like versatile. But I got turned onto a channel with this guy who's like a doctor and a nutritionist, and seemed to be dispensing some pretty good advice about diet and stuff, and it just got me rethinking my diet a little bit and wanting to make some changes. So I made this lovely breakfast the other day with like yogurt, Greek yogurt and kefir mixed together, and then sprinkling in things like dried fruit, seeds and oats, and getting like a variety of those things that I don't really incorporate into my diet too frequently. And you know how YouTube works, it's sort of framed as like a super meal or whatever, but like I enjoyed it. It was tasty and it's full of goodness, so I rock and roll with that. But then like I'm getting thrown all these other cooking related things because of it. You know how like when you start watching new content and then like your algorithm shifts. And I got shared this recipe for creating homemade protein bars that you bake, right? And I didn't really like the last part, the baking part. But anyway, it's something like you get oats in a bowl, you mix it with some water, a little bit of honey, some protein powder, some peanut butter, and I think that's kind of it, like a pinch of salt. And then you get this like doughy, clumpy mixture. You put it in a tray, you got the baking paper, and then you pat down the thing so it like fills out the space, right? If you have ever done cooking like that, you'll probably know exactly what I'm on about. If you haven't, then my description probably wouldn't aided your visual very well. So I was gonna do this, and then I saw one where someone did that. Oh, like flapjack. Actually, yes, a lot like flapjack. Now that I think about it, I might have to start looking up flapjack recipes and seeing what I can do with it. But before I was gonna do that, someone did basically the same thing, but they didn't bake it. They put it straight into the fridge, and then it said like give it half an hour and then you can eat it. Now I gave mine about half an hour and took a tiny piece out, and it was still very doughy. It hadn't like solidified, so I've left it in there overnight. But also, as I was adding a little bit more water, I kind of messed up and put loads in, so it was very watery and doughy. So like my first attempt to do it without baking may have been spoiled a little bit by the fact that might have been spoiled a little bit. I should be doing this with Fortune, because then I would get a ton of deep slate, like cobbled. I'm gonna change up. I'm gonna change my ways, son. Let's do this with a Fortune pick. Sounds like lumpy flapjack, yeah. Well, you say it's gonna be lumpy. It wasn't lumpy. Like it flattened out into the tray really nice. Like I could pat it down, but I think that's because it had lots of water in it. So it kind of made it a little easier to work with. Like, you know, runny is easier to set into a shape than something being viscous, right? Is it me, or like, oh, I know what we've done. We've dug in the direction of the other haste beacon, so that's why I don't have speed right now. Right? I think that's how that works. Yeah, now we've got speed. Okay, so I'm gonna... Oh, there's bedrock there. I'm gonna take a little turn and go in this direction. Oh, with the correct pick, hopefully. Anyway, so I've got experiments to do now. Like, I've got to figure out how to do this properly and let it set in the fridge. Then I want to do it with baking. And I was hearing how, like, you know, the amount... Because I don't do baking, right? Oh, this might be my experiment area. Oh, yeah, I kind of wanted to leave this area alone. I mined all of this that you see here with the torches, right? And I literally got about 4 blocks of diamond ore. Just from that bit. I'm going to leave it alone. We're going another direction, people. We're going to go this way. And hopefully find some diamonds. Oh! We're going to go in another direction, people. We're going to go this way. See, I got some experimenting to do, but then I was starting to think about how, like, things like flax seeds and chia seeds are good for your diet, to have a little bit here and there. I guess we're not going that way. and I could probably mix in some flax seeds really well. And then I got myself. Has anyone ever had that? It's called PB2 or PB Fit. This like peanut butter powder. I've always heard good things about that. Apparently, you can use that instead of protein powders. So, I've got a little bit of experimentation to do ahead of me, basically. But the annoying thing is that, like, when you make a batch, it's like enough for like 5 or 6 days of having a snack, unless you want to eat like a load of it all at once. So it's going to be a slow process. But I liked it. I really like cooking. I think I should take a little bit more pride in it and try and learn some more things. So why not? Flapjacks is a good shout as well, chat. Like, I'll look at some flapjack recipes and probably get some ideas. Because I am looking for, like, high fiber, high protein, low sugar type stuff, right? That's what I want to eat. I don't think we're going to get any diamonds. This area has been so bad for finding diamonds. I kind of don't need to pick up ores anymore, really, unless I'm silk touching them. Isn't peanut butter powder just peanut butter? Wait, just peanut powder. If I said peanut butter powder, yeah, it is just, I'm just being an idiot. I'm just saying peanut butter, because peanut powder is powdered peanuts, and peanut butter is buttered peanuts. Like, I'm just being an idiot and saying the two together, right? PB2 by portion size can be a good source of fat. Little goes a long way. Yeah, nuts are usually a healthy source of fat, right? That's what they say. They say eat an apple a eat an apple oh my god. They say eat an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Now they're saying eat 5. You think your brain just imploded? You still managed to type a sentence, so it can't be that bad. Peanuts are legumes. Oh my god, that guy. That guy. Oh, slugs are mollusks. That guy. Oh, jeez. Eat a doctor keeps the apple away. Does it? Legumes, pardon. You know me, I don't know how to pronounce anything correctly. Jeez, what do you expect? Proper pronunciation on an Xisuma stream? Y'all look crazy. As a former baker, I recommend setting a temperature of 25 degrees higher for your preheat, then turn it down for the desired temperature about 15 minutes in creating a nice crust and retaining the moisture. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, I've done so little baking that I've got a lot to learn. I'm from England, I invented the language. No, I didn't. People before me invented the language, mate. People were speaking it before I existed, believe it or not. Crazy, I know, right? What a crazy idea. Legumes, right? Oh, is it ooms, is it? X, you missed a diamond. I didn't miss a diamond. I was paying full attention to what I was doing. I wasn't looking at my chat. What are you on about? What are you on about, people? Yeah, like baking cakes and stuff never really appealed to me too much, but making my own protein bars, it's funny that I start doing this literally after stocking up, right? Like, I buy bulk protein bars because I consistently will eat them across the course of a year. There's certain foods that I just buy in bulk. I like having a cupboard full of like long life bulk food, and I'll dip in there occasionally and use stuff to make meals. So none of it goes to waste, but every now and then you got to restock. So I'm running low on my protein bars, and I'm like, let's do a big restock. Brought a bunch of boxes. They're now in the cupboard, and typically, of course, it's like the next day I am making my own homemade protein bars and potentially going down that route. However, it's a little funny, but if you think about it, like the ones that you home make will probably not be long life stuff, so you're just going to make them and eat them within a week or something. Almost as crazy as reverse sardines. Hilarious. I'm an idiot. We told you missed a diamond. I didn't miss it. I just bookmarked it for later. Try Indian food, very healthy. I love Indian cuisine. I I'm weird. I am like I used to have a curry like literally every week. That was during the pandemic though. That was like a coping mechanism or something. And now I could continue to eat them. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like it's like when you let stuff be like routine and common, it can kind of like lose its special factor a little bit. Maybe that's what it is, you know. I just want it to retain that kind of like specialness or whatever. Because I could have chosen to have one this weekend, but I chose not. But I'm always craving one. Now. It's because I found a really good place to get curries from again. Like, my favorite place shut down a few years ago. And I'll tell you, their chicken tikka masala was just something special about it. And this other place makes one that actually tastes quite a lot like that last one. I wouldn't be surprised if I learned that like they have the same chef or something, you know? That wouldn't surprise me. Oh, I've got a completely empty shulker box on me. I did not realize I had this. Isn't that something? I didn't even realize. It's like listening to your favorite album on repeat for 3 days straight and then just lose the vibe. Yeah, that's a fair analogy, that is. Lose the vibe, yep. We are really not finding the diamonds today, are we? I did say this area felt like pretty weak for diamonds. You just made an English breakfast. Oh, yummy. I love me a full English breakfast. Every now and then I have a full English breakfast and it's like it doesn't sit right in my belly after. I don't know what that is. Just every once in a while I'll have one and I'll feel something off in my belly after. Do I enjoy black pudding? I do. I really do. Is it healthy? Like, I don't know. Because some people say like English breakfast isn't a healthy breakfast. Or having a fry-up isn't. But it's like eggs. Not much wrong with those. Beans, that's all right. You get a bit of mushrooms and tomato. That's good. Sausages, maybe not the best sauce. You know, it's not as clean as having chicken breast or whatever. But you know, you need a bit of meat. Bacon. I hear critiques of bacon. Something in it that's not great. It's a bit of a salty meat. Maybe not the best. Again, it's it's not like lean chicken breast. And then some hash browns. They don't, they're sort of like fried potatoes. Like, it kind of strikes me as this isn't like the worst choice, is it? Black pudding is rich in iron. You need iron. Have you tried haggis or white pudding? No, I'd love to. I'd love to. Try anything, mate. Seems like a ton of carbs. Well, bacon, eggs, sausages. They're not really high on the carbs. Mushrooms and tomato, they're the sort of carbs that aren't sugary carbs. Beans, not particularly. I mean, beans are kind of, they have some carbs, but again, not sure. Like, is English breakfast a lot of carbs? I've got an English breakfast on my phone with the macros because I did all the years ago. I did all the weighing up and the calculating and stuff. If I go and add. Oh, this one might be incorrect, but because it's on a different app, I just realised. Anyway, this English breakfast is listed as being low in carbs, lots of protein, lots of fat, lower in carbs. That's what I would have thought, mostly fat. Anti-Brits beans are high in carbs. Yeah, that they would be, but like they're not the worst kind of carbs, right? This is like everything's on a spectrum, and the way we talk about stuff gets made very binary a lot of the time. There's lots of factors like nutrition and all this kind of stuff. It's just when I heard someone say that English breakfast wasn't healthy, I was kind of like, I mean, it's not the healthiest breakfast. It's not solid salad, yogurt, and fresh fruit, is it? Like, it's not that, but it doesn't seem that bad. I think maybe the meats could be better. They could be lean meat. But otherwise, it seems alright to me. But black pudding, I don't really know much about black pudding other than it's like got blood in it. Animal blood. Let's turn around here. Congealed pig's blood, usually. You see, I don't know if that's good or bad, really. Like, I mean, we have blood in our body. Could it be that bad? Doesn't sound nice, but yeah. Gross! Maybe it's a little gross. How many diamonds? 5? Didn't we like find 5 diamonds so far? This area is for some reason just awful. Awful for finding diamonds. I don't get it. This is a ridiculous amount of mining I've done to see so little. Pig meat in general is unhealthy, I think. Yeah, it's not. It's like, unless you get like a lean pork chop, I think, maybe. God, talking about if meat is healthy or not is so diluted these days. There we go. Because some people think that, like, shouldn't eat any meat, which is, I think, ridiculous. The best is horse meat. I'm not sure if I've ever eaten horse. Ah! Ah! Slowly. Tesco horse meat scandal. Oh, again. More diamonds. Oh, getting my payoff now, am I? They were quite close to the last ones that we found. 27. That'll last me a while now. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I immediately thought of some sort of story I'd heard with the supermarkets mixing up their meats with horse meat. There's something to it. They used to put horse meat in ready-made lasagna. I mean, is that like... Okay, if they don't tell you it's horse meat, that's definitely a problem. But, like, is there something wrong with eating horse meat? Also, that sounds super dodgy, though. Like, because I'm guessing it's a story because they haven't advertised it. Like, I don't recall ever seeing horse meat, you know, it's the horse meat section. Unless it's got a name that, you know, you don't realize exactly what it is. Lean is the way to go, like you said. We are carnivores after all. Yeah. Actually, aren't we omnivores? Not carnivore. I don't buy into that carnivore diet stuff either. Going to extremes like that, to me, it's just always a bit ridiculous. God, I haven't heard some of these songs in so long. Okay, that'll do for now. Yes, we are just omnivores, yeah. Just meat and free veg for you, thanks. You know, diversity is the, diversity is strength. Diversity is the spice of life. I don't know what they say. Hey! Right as we reach the end of where I'm going to dig today, we get a little bit more. Very good, okay. Oh, was that it? Just one? Like, diversity in diet, you're just giving yourself, like, more opportunity to get nutrients and things your body needs from different sources, right? What did I think of Final Fantasy VIII? Well, I played it when I was young. I never actually finished it, but I really enjoyed it. And I would love to... It's kind of like, you know, gaming isn't my priority, but if ever there were time to play a game again, I think that would be on the list. Mainly for the story. Also the card game in it, I remember being super fun. Excuse me. Burping. Oh. It's crazy how some people don't eat veggies, but raw meat. You do you, I guess. Yeah. Well, you do. If you eat the right source of meat, you will get a lot of nutrients. It can be nutrient-dense stuff, right? Because you're probably eating an animal that ate all the plants, right? But to me, it's just like, why get that extreme? You can clearly eat vegetables and they're great. And it definitely sounds like eating large quantities of meat might not be the best choice, so, you know. Just like what do they say, balanced diet, you know? Right, so I think I'm gonna just do my golems a favor and put this cobbled deep slate in here, and that stuff too. And maybe even the tough. And maybe even the stone. Right, tough goes over here. And then everything else can go in here except the diamonds. So how much did we get? 37, that's not bad at all. Bundle go back in the bundle, and that thing. Oh, I still have more torches. I thought I'd run out. Lights and toolbox, please. The Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack always puts you in a good mood. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Oh, we had a message from Enderdan that I missed. Not sure if you checked this, but at the uppermost layer, I'm not sure if there's 2 air blocks above the turtle egg. Let's check it out. We'll go check that out. What are we doing? That's that one. This one is for these 2. Then we need to put the diamonds away too. Yeah, it's running a little low. Good to always have a few, just in case you need to buy something. I'll tell you what. Diamonds used to be a real big deal, and it feels like every season that goes by, like, they become less and less of a big deal in terms of, like, you getting by in the game. Right? Like, now that I got all my tools and stuff sorted out, the only time I need diamonds is just to go buy something on occasion. I'm going to run this thing for a sort. I was kind of thinking, can I do... I think I can do both at once, unless I have to go fix the gold farm. Yeah, I think I can do both at once here. Right, if I get my camera account on, it can load the area and do all the sorting, you know? Oh, those are in the wrong order. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. Minecraft should add a new, more valuable ore in the overworld that brings the same feeling of diamonds for the first one. Maybe, but you'll just probably reintroduce the same sort of problem where it's like you add valuable rare thing and then people moan about it being too rare and stuff, and then they change it over time. Like, there is this trend in gaming, at least in this space, towards like things being easier. Especially when I was a kid, man, games used to be rough and tough. Like, a lot of like die and start again from the beginning style games. And the whole thing has sort of flipped a bit now. The whole experience. Things are, air quotes, a lot easier. Right, that whole process will now do its thing. Ain't no thing but a chicken wang. I always do this. I always like to put like the ones with the least right at the beginning, so they disappear. Completely pointless, I know. All right, that'll do. That'll do. Yeah, and then I want to take a clean box. Oh, I got one there, and just dump it into there. Yeah, I remember playing Wii Play Tank as a kid with my father and thought it was a tough game. I was thinking way before the Wii. I was thinking MS-DOS in the 90s. Those kind of games. Just look at Hytale. Dying there is like a keep inventory light. Oh, do you keep some of your stuff? That's cool. That's something I want in this game. Or at least on Hermitcraft. But I don't think the other hermits will agree with me. Which is fine. But I would happily play with keep inventory on. Dying is just no longer an interesting part of the game to me. I get if it is for other people, you know. There's no wrong or right way to play the game. It's just the parts of it that interest me are not that anymore. Like, I don't see it as like a survival game really anymore. I see it as like a sandbox of creation. And yeah, we're good. Turtle eggs are fine. You lose half in Hytale. Interesting. Hey. Did I start the sorting? I did. I started the sorting and left the other area, which doesn't break the sorting system, but I should have got the camera account there first. Also, what's the best way to do this? Because I just want to stay here now. Right, I'll do this tentatively step by step. So with my camera account, I'll check on the farm. We'll do this right now, all right? Oh, we had to do this. I just realised after all that work, we had to come and see it in action. I really wish there was a way to like see all the floors at once. The further back that you get, you can kind of see them all at once. That is not as much action I was hoping for. I'll be blunt. Oh, yep. Another wave of spawns. There was something we didn't do. I was meaning to ask, but I asked a friend who might know. Do any of you know about adding leaf blocks to increase pack spawning? Does that like ring a bell or anything? If you do, don't do that thing where you go, I don't know in chat. Just if you know what I'm talking about, then answer. Hey, I really need help with this thing. Please let me know if you know about it. I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask. Don't reply then. I'm joking. It's just every now and then you have to ask a question where you really need someone to like reply if they know, and loads of people reply telling you they don't. It's like, shut up, let the person who knows talk. Right, what I'm going to do with my camera account is quickly... my camera account is literally looking at the farm with the same view. Just gonna quickly check that the gold stuff is happening down here, I guess. Like... no, it's in the right mode. I don't need to check anything down here. It's all set up and good. What I need to do... execute... Oh, there's probably not an easy way of doing this, unfortunately. Okay. Aha! I do have it written down. Brilliant. Okay. Yay! Right. Okay, now my camera account is loading the storage system, and we're AFK here getting gold. No one else is on the server, so we should enjoy some good AFK gold right there. Some good AFK gold. What was the VOD title suggestion we had earlier in the stream? It was good. Sir Armando for pack spawning. Yes, for pack spawning. But it looks like people love spamming group chats if I don't know, and it drives me insane. Yes, I know what you mean. Like, you are something important in a group chat. Who knows how to get from here to there? And then you get loads of, sorry, don't know, mate. Sorry about that. Let me write a little paragraph explaining why I don't know about it. Yeah, he's just like, I just want one person to tell me the thing. Shut up if you don't know. Yeah, every now and then it's annoying. Right now it's not. I'm just being funny. The beacons are lit. Yeah. That was what we were going to call it. I think I'll just, like, this will be the thumbnail. Just that. And then the beacons are lit. It won't make sense because there's no beacons, but whatever. Don't criticize me, man. Oh yeah, I've got to put all my stuff in here. If I recall correctly, leaf blocks will trick the game into thinking there's more space to spawn mobs without having that space. So I'm not 100%, but I assume that will cause more spawns on the areas they can. That's pretty similar to how I understood it, yeah. It's like it will try and spawn there, but it can't. But because of pack spawning, it means because it tried to start there, it finds the space nearby. And if that's true, right, like it means you can expand the spawning capacity down here by adding leaf blocks around the edge. I think you can add like 4 tops. Then you'll get a few more spawns. And then you might be thinking, well, why don't you just make the platforms bigger, which is valid, but the bigger the platform, the further the mob has to walk to the middle. And considering that this thing is not fast at all, it might just be okay to do that. Thought that was a ghast. But yeah, then adding leaves at the edge might just mean more pack spawns. So I think I'll do it with leaves just because it's something you don't see very often. Also, this is a bit of a problem. Like, I tried arranging some of the blocks here differently and stuff, but you seem to always get one that might just get caught on the edge and like loses its momentum. But hey, it's working. Now we will start to slowly stockpile up the gold that we want. Why do I put away all my things? Just in case I die. Like, I'm probably not going to, but like, if I did, I don't lose all my items, you know? So there's that. Anyway. Next live stream from me. Probably not tomorrow unless I get a real itch. Monday it will probably be. I think I might try and do like a earlier in the day Monday one. You know? No one I'm following is... Why am I getting a... What is that? Twitch, I don't know what you're doing. No one I'm raiding... Sorry, no one I'm following is streaming, so random channel today. But yeah, Monday midday, I'll aim for that. I might do it, I might not. But Monday or Tuesday will be the next stream. Slim chance that I'll do it tomorrow, but just trying to let you know what to anticipate, you know? Anyway, gonna send you over to a random channel. Hope you enjoy what you find. Thanks for tuning in. Take care of yourselves. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye!